Hello and welcome back. Today, we're diving into why misunderstanding data can lead to bad decisions, and why learning to interpret data correctly is more important than ever. In our daily lives, data is everywhere: grades, test scores, polls, charts, and even social media statistics. These numbers influence what we buy, what we believe, and how decisions are made in schools, governments, and businesses. Yet, despite its power, data is often misunderstood. These misunderstandings can quietly shape harmful choices, affecting everything from personal decisions to public policies. Let's explore how data shapes our world and why getting it right truly matters. Data is simply information collected to spot patterns, trends, or relationships. But here's the catch: data doesn't explain itself. It needs interpretation, and that depends on how it was collected, what questions were asked, and what might have been left out. For example, a chart or statistic might look convincing, but without context, it can be misleading. Numbers alone aren't the truth. They're just a reflection of the methods and choices behind them. This is why missing context or poor interpretation can lead to wrong conclusions and flawed decisions. Understanding what data is and what it isn't is the first step to making better choices. Many misunderstandings about data begin in school. Students often learn how to calculate numbers, but not how to question their meaning. This can make numbers seem more authoritative than they really are. For instance, averages can hide important differences, and test scores don't always reflect real learning. These early habits shape how we think about data for the rest of our lives. If we only focus on formulas and ignore interpretation, we risk missing the bigger picture. By learning to question and analyze data from a young age, we can build stronger, more critical thinking skills that last a lifetime. One of the most common mistakes in data interpretation is confusing correlation with causation. Just because two things seem connected doesn't mean one causes the other. For example, ice cream sales and sunburns both rise in summer, but eating ice cream doesn't cause sunburn. Ignoring this distinction can lead to false conclusions and poor decisions. Relationships in data may be influenced by other factors, and assuming a direct cause can oversimplify complex situations. Careful analysis is needed to avoid these traps and to ensure that our decisions are based on real understanding, not just surface-level connections. Misinterpreted data doesn't just stay in the classroom. It affects real-life decisions in healthcare, finance, education, and the media. Statistics taken out of context can spread quickly, especially online, shaping opinions before people have time to question them. Health decisions can be distorted, financial choices may become risky, and media statistics can spread misinformation. In today's fast-paced world, speed often replaces careful evaluation, making it even more important to slow down and think critically about the data we see. The consequences of misunderstanding data are real and far-reaching. Even when data is accurate, bias can creep in. People tend to focus on information that confirms what they already believe and ignore data that challenges them. This is called confirmation bias, and it can quietly influence decisions without us even realizing it. Bias is often unintentional, but it shapes how we interpret and use data. Becoming aware of our own biases is key to reducing misuse of data and making more objective decisions. By questioning our assumptions and seeking out different perspectives, we can interpret data more fairly and responsibly. Data literacy is more than just math. It's the ability to read, question, analyze, and communicate data responsibly. Being data literate means recognizing limitations, asking better questions, and thinking critically about the information we encounter. This skill helps us spot misleading information, encourages thoughtful decision-making, and prepares us for a world driven by data. Whether you're a student, a professional, or just someone navigating daily life, building data literacy is essential for making informed choices and avoiding costly mistakes. Data is misunderstood, the consequences can be serious. Policies may fail, people can be judged unfairly, and trust in institutions may erode. Poor data understanding can also lead to misallocation of resources and widen inequality. That's why it's so important to approach data with a critical eye and to recognize the impact that misinterpretation can have on society as a whole. By improving our understanding, we can help create fairer, more effective solutions for everyone. Making better decisions starts with asking better questions. Understanding data means recognizing both its strengths and its limits. By slowing down, considering what data does not show, and using data as a tool rather than a final answer, we can make more balanced and effective choices. Thoughtful interpretation leads to outcomes that are fairer and more reliable. Remember, data is powerful, but it's only as good as the questions we ask and the care we take in understanding it. Misunderstanding data shapes bad decisions because numbers can feel convincing, even when they're incomplete or misused. Learning to interpret data responsibly is essential for education, citizenship, and everyday life. By thinking critically about numbers and always seeking context, we can avoid costly mistakes and make choices that truly benefit ourselves and our communities. Thanks for joining this breakdown. Keep questioning, keep learning, and see you in the next video.